But I don't know how many volt suits they have. Yeah, right. Just in case you're curious, right. Basically, you need this terminal to unlock this door. And the password for this terminal is in this terminal. Right? This is how ridiculous this is. Entry 1. As if I don't have enough pointless things to do here. Tablet starts wanting to keep a log of all the repairs I do, so here's my first log entry. I fixed up several old terminals that were left over the intact buildings here. I wondered what she's planning to use them for. Entry 2. Apparently the mutants raided the caravan today. One of their rifles jammed. Took about 7 minutes to fix. I also performed minor maintenance on the broadcasting tower outside. It's tempting to think that I could have just pulled a switch here, there and taken this accursed station off the air. No doubt she would have killed me soon afterwards, but it might have been worth it just to see the look on her face. The mutant with the scar across his face, whom I've taken to calling Cuddles, stopped in today and asked me to fix his car. I told him that's outside my expertise and seriously thought he was going to kill me. Okay. Tried to escape today. Tabitha had one of her men beat me senseless. That when they caught me, now they lock me up in the next room. Whenever I'm not working on something. Oh, I fixed a toaster. Cuddle. It actually feels like Danny Trejo actually wrote this. Cuddles came in about his car again. He even bought a container of gas and asked if that would help. I tried to tell him that gas was not the problem, but he got really angry and dragged me outside. Tabitha killed him herself before things got too ugly. At least I don't have to hear about his damn car anymore. Tabitha came in today and said she's concerned about my safety. She's insisted that I change the lock on my door to require a password using one of the other computers I fixed. I'm really starting to regret ever fixing those. The password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like anyone who cares will ever read it. It just makes me laugh because now you have the passwords for this terminal. Disengage lock. Now we need Raoul. Don't mind me. Is there anything I need to steal before I go? Oh, damn. That actually is quite useful. Yeah, I'd like one of them, please. I'd like to have as many microfusion cells as possible because that's what I actually use. Yep. SEC to ECP. Do I have enough ECP to MFC? No, I don't. Recycling energy cells. SEC to ECP. Do I have enough yet? Yep, ECP to MFC. There you go. There's a certain conversion rate when it comes to that shit. Yeah, I'll take all of it. Make a weapon picking out that shit. Right. Oh, another one. Take your time. Worth some money.
Took you long enough. So can I go now?
Oh, I don't like this texture pack was done to his adorable face. It's okay by me. Enjoy your freedom. What do you mean? Took me long enough.
Sorry. I assumed the only reason you'd fight past a horde of super mutants and pick the lock on my cell is if you heard my cry for help on the radio. But maybe you're just sightseeing. So since the door's open and all, can I go now?
It's okay, but who are you? It's okay about me. Enjoy your freedom. Who are you?
Name's Raul. Raul Alfonso Tejada. I'm the mechanic around here.
Really? Then why does your jumpsuit say Miguel? Actually, do I want to tag along with me? Why does your jumpsuit say Miguel?
Probably because it used to be Miguel's. Whoever he was. How about if you let me go, huh, boss?
Boss, it's okay, mate. You're the mechanic around here. Can you repair some of my stuff?
Sure, boss. I'd be happy to prolong my captivity and psychological abuse to tighten some lug nuts for you.
7K? I'm It's not like I can't afford it, but 2K! Damn, boy! Right, you can 60k for 1% repair. Yeah, I'm sorry, Raoul. You deserve to die.
Back again? Can I go this?
It's okay, but who are you?
You forget about me already, boss? You sure you didn't take a blow to the head or something? My name is Raul Alfonso Tejada. Can I leave now? Or did you want to ask me again in 5 minutes?
Take care, mate. Enjoy your freedom.
Alrighty then. I'll just head out. Alone. By myself. Into the dangerous waste.
Sound like a bitch. Actually, do you want to tag along with me?
Anything's better than staying here. Let's go.
Oh, I forgot I've got a mod so I can have as many as I want. I forgot about that mod.
Let's see what you got.
Do you have any armor I can kill? You actually don't, damn. I mean, then again, tell you what, I'm going to give you shit I don't want. I'm also going to take this power armor off you. Weapons. So many weapons I want you to carry back to the base for me. Laser pistol, lead pipe. I want to keep for Bobby. What do I give her as a weapon? I'll take Nair's leg back off, yeah? And I'll take those 44 mags off you. Don't you look adorable? Nice.
So, you talked to a big movie screen. Feeling like I'm walking down a yellow brick road and there's bad news at the end.
Well, in the meantime, he's given me a suite of the Lucky 38. Oh, it's from our house.
Does it come with its own death claw? Trust me, if you can't see it, something just as nasty's waiting. Whole Lucky 38. The idea that there's this casino in the middle of a town of people, and only you're ever let inside, feels like other places I've been. Something that isolated from everyday folks starts to take on a bad shine.
Other questions?
Ask them then.
Where'd you get that pendant? I can't see it anymore. Tell you what, I will send him back to Partways.
If you're sure.
Lucky 38.
All right. Don't be long. Robots there give me the creeps.
Cass has gone reluctantly to the Lucky 38. You have lost Cass's whiskey rose pack. Yeah. You can.
I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable, boss.
You can literally stack all of their stuff. Like you can, with this mod that allows you to take, you know, as many companions as you want. You can stack all of their benefits. It's funny. There you go.
Okay, boss. I'll just wait right behind you, boss. Okay, boss. I'll just wait here, alone, while my heavily armed companion goes out of earshot. I'm sure nothing will happen. Right behind you, boss.
He's just sarcastic.
Over-elaborate mob schemes to take over Vegas. Reminds me of the days before the war.
Wait, overly elaborate mob schemes. Yeah, he's talking about he's talking about the fucking emeritus.
Questions, boss? You mean you don't know everything there is to know already?
If a goon named Benny wears a checkered coat and carries a big pistol.
Benny, huh? Sorry, boss. Doesn't ring a bell. Then again, my brain isn't as sharp as it used to be.
It's good. Let's talk about something else.
Anything to hold your attention, boss.
Nothing. He hasn't got anything to say. That's actually interesting. Right, there's a few places you can go with him that makes him feel like, oh, so even though I'm old, I can still be useful. Like there's like with Boone, you can make him vengeful of his past or remorseful of his past, stuff like that. Ignore that someone's making some microwavable noodles. I think. Where do I need to go with him? I feel like, is it easy, Pete? You need to introduce him to. You can introduce him to the guy who's in charge of recon. You can introduce him to Ranger Andy in Novak, and you can introduce him to another old lady gives. I don't think it's a good idea to introduce him to Chief Hamlin. I think Chief Hamlin's already dead. Megamikey, Calvin Belly. There's someone I'm supposed to introduce him to, I can't remember. So I say, I don't know, let's go to Loyal. Loyal is someone that makes him go, hang on. I think it just needs to be in the same area as Loyal. Or you need to talk to Loyal. That's Jack and Janet. Where's Loyal? Yeah, it's Jack and Janet. Where's Loyal then? Nope.
Sure, boss. The old man will crawl around in the dirt to keep hidden.
Just a sarcastic piece of shit. Where the fuck is Loyal? I have no idea. Nope. That's not. No.
I've never seen a ghoul up close. Not sure I wanted to.
Don't be prejudiced, bitch. Nope. Where the fuck is Loyal? Is that... No, it's not. That's not him either. I think that's him. At the back for some. Looks like him from a distance.
Hey.
No. Yes. God damn it. Where the fuck is he? Where is he? There he is.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Thanks so much for making an old man's dreams come true.
See you later.
Bye.
Allez. Go.
I can't believe we were allowed inside the Lucky 38. That place has been a legend since before the war.
Tell about yourself.
Sure, boss. What do you want to know?
So let's ask him a few questions. See if that starts the quest off.
You forget about me already, boss? You sure you didn't take a blow to the head or something? My name is Raul Alfonso Tejada.
Rat. Why is your jumpsuit say Miguel?
Probably because it used to be Miguel's.
Why don't you talk about
I'm an open book, boss. Granted, the book's in Spanish and some of the pages have fallen out, but I'm an open book.
How do I make best use of your skills? Where are you from?
I was born just outside Mexico City. My family had a little ranch there. Sure.
How old are you?
Old enough to know better, boss. Old enough to know better. I'm an open book, boss.
How'd you end up at Black Mountain?
Well, boss, when a giant, insane super mutant asks you to stay put, you do what you're told. Well, maybe you don't. But I'm just a broke-down old man.
How did Tabitha find you in the first place?
It's stupid, boss. I used to listen to the radio broadcast, just to pass the time. Well, one day the signal stopped, so I figured I'd try to find a transmitter. I'm a pretty good repairman. Or I was before my eyes started to go. Anyway, I found Black Mountain and offered my services. But Tabitha decided I was useful enough to keep around. Permanently.
Tell me something else about yourself. That's all I wanted to know. That's it. How can I make best of your skills?
I'm not much use besides being a portable encyclopedia, really. I guess you could use me as a pack Brahmin. But my knees aren't so good anymore.
I don't believe that. You must have some skills.
That's nice of you to say, boss. But I'm an old man. Not much use to anybody anymore. Time was. I was a pretty good shot with a pistol. I guess I'm still half decent. These old bones aren't much use in hand-to-hand fighting, though. I can also do maintenance work on your stuff. I don't have the supplies for a real repair job. But I can keep your gear working longer.
Lots of other people are still useful in their friends and communities.
Yeah, maybe you can introduce them to me. Because I've never met one.
And here we are.
That's a good thing to see, huh, boss?
What are you talking about?
That loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past.
Oh, stop being a bitch. Law's used his years of knowledge to help his tribe. I think that's a noble goal. At least he knew when to step back and start taking it easy. A lot of people don't. I suppose if you're happy with that kind of life, it's not so bad. Loyal's using his years of knowledge to help his tribe. I think that's a noble goal.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
What's on your mind?
Old history, boss. I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me in line. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick.
Oh. Shift. That's what I meant to click. Go on.
Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off.
What happened then?
About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through a window. But everyone else, my parents, my grandmother, my 2 brothers, and 2 of my sisters, all died.
What happened then?
Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home, but I was always a good shot. The ones who came after us, I killed. The rest, I left be. I had to take care of Rafaela, not throw my life away on revenge.
You can't blame yourself for this. You can't think it was your fault. No one could stand against a dozen men all alone. Anyone stupid enough not to set a watch to say what they got. You can't think it was your fault. No one could stand against a dozen men all alone.
I know that, boss. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just getting sentimental in my old age. Anyways, forget it. Just wanted that off my chest.
So he has like a proper deep backstory, and it's like really... Right, when Obsidian made this game, they did such an incredible job with the characters. Fallout New Vegas, I think, character building, the DLC, and gameplay reigned supreme. Supreme! Fuck me! Especially with the gunplay. Fallout 3 has horrible gunplay. You have to mod it to fix it. With New Vegas, they took a lot of mods from Fallout 3 and went, you know what, let's put that in the game as well, because apparently it's a good fucking idea, and I agree. Let's go see Ranger Andy next. So we just go see him, speak to Ranger Andy about his past, or see if Raoul just pulls us aside regardless of saying. think I left some combat armor, didn't I, at the trader? Damn, I am. Why are you here?
Is it time?
Travel together.
I'm ready.
What have I give you?
Fine by me.
That's it. So, yeah, that's it. Boone's vengeful of his past outfit. So I can send.
What is it?
Part ways for now.
If that's...
Looking for years.
I'll make my way there.
Good. I'd rather have all my companions in the same place. Cliff Briscoe. Good. Are you going to talk to me, Earl?
Hey, welcome. Any word on Station Charlie?
Everyone there. Oh, I went to the ranger station. Everyone there was wiped out.
What? What happened?
Speech lie. Members of Caesar's Legion ambushed them. Actually, I'm still not sure. Members of Caesar's...
Those were good men at that station. Good men. This whole town was sleeping a lot easier because of them. Now, who knows what we're in for? The Legion? Christ. We'd be better off with raiders. Well, thanks for telling me. I know that knowledge didn't come without risk. Here, take this. Courtesy of the Ranger Veterans Fund.
Thanks, man. Did you do something to your leg?
Yeah, twice. Actually, the first time, it was more like half my body. Knocked me out of the Rangers. This time, it's mostly just reminded me how useless I've gotten.
What happened?
A few years back, we get a tip that some Legion slavers were holed up in this burnt-out house a few clicks from where we were stationed. We get there and it's deserted. No sign anyone's been there. I mean, nothing. As we're leaving, I hear something behind me. I turn around and there's this kid, just skin and bone, and he's looking up at us and he's scared half to death. Been hiding in a closet.
What'd you do?
I go to grab him out of there and I notice he's holding something in his hand. Something metal. He shuts himself back in the closet, and that's when I see the grenade he's left by my feet. They do it a lot, the Legion, using kids. They know we'll hesitate. Anyway, that was the first time. Second time, I fell down those stairs in front of the motel, just in case I got to thinking I'd put it all behind me.
Okay. So that's that now. Now, he should pull me aside now.
Never been a big fan of gang.
Tell me some of your stories again.
That's what I love about you, boss. Your firm belief that one day you'll actually remember things people tell you. What do you want to hear about?
You should want to pull me aside now. Usually it is Ranger Andy.
What's new?
What do you do here?
Right now, a whole lot of sitting on my keister and counting cracks in the ceiling. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. On better days, I help keep the peace. Boone and Vargas watch the road. I watch the town. Tell myself I'm doing some good.
Okay. Tell about the Rangers. You're not with the NCR, right?
Was with them. That was back when my arm and leg used to work better. I still like to pretend I'm a Ranger, though. I'll check in with the guys up at the station pretty regular on the ham radio. Sometimes they stop by, tell me they're paying their respects, the smug bastards. They haven't been responding to me last couple days. I guess they got tired of hearing me talk, but it still got me a little worried. Hell, listen to me talk, like some damn mother hen. Like what?
Tell about the Rangers.
They're the NCR's finest. A one-man platoon, each of them. You got a job where even thinking about it would scare a man senseless? That's when you bring in the Rangers. And if you see a squad of veterans, guys who are in their black armor, well, you won't find a more beautiful sight.
Okay. You should be pulling me aside to speak to me.
I'm sure pissing off a ruthless warlord with a tribe of fanatically devoted warriors was a good move. I'd be. It was your idea.
There you go. Yeah, usually he wants to speak to you after meeting Ranger Andy. Fair enough, whatever.
Hey, boss.
There you go.
Can I ask you something?
Sure, what's on your mind?
What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy?
He's a hero of the NCR.
That wasn't what I meant, really. I mean guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old and slow or too injured.
Even after a crippling injury, guys like Andy tougher and more dangerous than most men alive. He didn't have to give it up. He's just scared he doesn't have what it takes anymore. Just because someone's crippled doesn't mean they're useless. All experience is invaluable. I think it's good he's retired out of sight. Just because someone's crippled doesn't mean they're useless. All that experience is invaluable.
Yeah, I suppose he could still teach. Take a less active role in the world. That's not so bad.
Is that what you did?
Would it surprise you to know that I used to be a gunslinging adventurer? After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick riders. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs.
Wasn't Mexico City basically annihilated in the Great War?
I don't think it was as hard hit as D.C. or Bakersfield, but it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of raider tribes. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine for my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you.
Sounds pretty bad.
You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novelty costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack like it hadn't been touched. I took it, not like anybody else needed it, you know, and wore it back to our camp. Rafaela laughed, for the first time since the bombs had fallen.
Wasn't it dangerous to be dressed so noticeably?
It was. I started to build up a legend. Sometimes it headed off trouble, but most of the times it just started more. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me, but my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there, until Rafaela.
Go on, what happened to Rafaela?
She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl.
It's terrible, Raul.
Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. First the ranch, now Rafaela. I was the last Tejada. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. I didn't have many bullets, but I had enough. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I was tired. I just wanted to be alone forever.
So what'd you do?
I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. Eventually I found an old Petro Chico refinery nobody had claimed. I stayed there for a little while, and I thought a lot about my life. I thought about the guns I'd lived by, and what they'd gotten me. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Petro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually I made it to Arizona. That's another story, boss.
Oh, that's cute. So that's two of the old people he needs to meet that show him that there is a purpose in life. Loyal, Ranger Andy. Who else? Oh, there's one more somewhere. Yeah, the Camera Karen. Camera Karen, you need to find the person who leads First Recon Battalion. See, with Cass, there's an actual quest to it. With Raoul, you just need to speak to a bunch of pensioners who are still useful. That's it. Be here. There he is.
Howdy. Name's Sterling, First Recon. Can't say I've seen you before. I'd remember if I had.
You remember everyone who passes through here?
Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all, and a lot of scouting from place to place.
You see anything suspicious around here?
As a matter of fact, it's funny that you'd ask. A couple nights back, I was on watch in the yard. Got myself a habit of looking all around, not just where I'd expect to find trouble. Old habit, but it saved my hide on occasion. Round about 1 in the morning, I spied some lights in the control tower. Now that's the 3rd time I've spied those lights, mind you. And every time I ask about it, they tell me the place was empty. I'm just saying, didn't look empty to me.
Yeah, that's talking about the spy who was in McCarran. I think we've already sorted that problem. Thanks for the information.
No trouble at all. Might be nothing. Couple frisky young folks looking for a quiet place to snuggle up. That light is mighty consistent. Always there at 1 a.m. Might be worth a look.
Yeah, you always give it interesting rifle you have there, lever action, right?
I call her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that myself. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old girl. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different, so long as I can hit my targets.
Have you always been with First Recon?
Used to be a ranger, one of the first they sent out east back before we took the dam. Observation and reconnaissance. We took the lay of the land, checked out the locals, and kept ourselves inconspicuous. A couple friends of mine were the first to scout the dam. That was back in '73, if I recall. A lot of those rangers are dead now. Vegas always chewed men up. It's just a little more literal nowadays.
Why'd you leave the range?
Well, that wasn't really a matter of choice. Got myself caught by legionaries up near Malpay. They had themselves some fun with me. Mangled my hands and feet pretty good. Wasn't much good with the pistol after that. Wasn't gonna be trekking across the waste on any more long scouts either.
Did you manage to escape Malpais?
Caesar's boys figured I wasn't going anywhere after what they'd done to me. So they didn't bother tying me up. I crawled out of there on my elbows and knees. Must have looked a sight. Then I rolled down an embankment into the Colorado. Guess I had a mind to drown rather than give Caesar's boys the satisfaction of killing me. But a couple rangers happened to be watching from across the river. They jumped on in and pulled me out of there. Lucky break, they said.
How long have you been stationed here?
Going on 6 months now, but I reckon we'll be moving out soon enough. Can't talk about the details. Till then, we'll man the towers and keep an eye on the fiends. We've had more than our share of trouble from their direction. Whole thing smells of Caesar to me. Of course, that's just guesswork. But I'd still bet a few caps he's stirring up the locals against us.
He's talking about when he was stationed in McCarran before he
Always a
got on stage,
pleasure. Keep yourself safe.
yeah. Now, Raoul should want to talk to me now.
Okay, boss. Right behind you, boss. What can I do for you, boss?
It's fine.
Got a second to talk,
There you
boss?
Sure, what's on your mind?
Meeting Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing?
I think it's good that he's so devoted to his duty. More people should act that way. The NCR put a lot of time, money into his training. He owes it to them. It might seem harsh, but a soldier can't do his job properly with those limitations. With those injuries, he's nothing but a drain on resources. He should retire. Well, the only one that sounds okay is the first one.
You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck to their duty no matter what. It ended with nuclear bombs falling on my hometown.
You're talking about the Great War. What do you remember, Rabbi?
I left everything when I left Mexico. My home, my family, my name, even my face. I know it's surprising, boss, but I wasn't always this handsome. As far as the world knows, I was Miguel, and I was okay with that. I headed north for a while and ended up in Tucson. Not Tucson, by the way. Things were good there. Well, maybe not good, but better than Mexico City anyways. I found myself a little shack, started fixing things.
Fixing things? I don't really have time for this role. Fixing things.
Oh, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fixed for the town, some I fixed for other people, some I fixed just for the hell of it. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. And even then, I wasn't getting any younger or faster. I lived there for a long time, kept to myself, didn't get into any fights. Hell, the only reason I even kept my guns oiled was professional pride.
Why aren't you still there then?
Getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. The locals can call it Tucson all they want, but it's Tucson, damn it. About 75 years when she showed up. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. Maybe it was just a trick of my senile brain, but I swear she looked just like my Rafaela. Her name was Claudia. She ended up taking work at one of the brothels in town. I never went to her, of course. How could I? But I looked after her in my own way.
What happened with her?
This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raider tribes to heel. A tribe came into Tucson one day. More a gang, really. Dirty Dave and his 6 brothers. They were looking for bullets, and I sold some to them. I figured if I did that, they'd leave town before they tore it up too much.
But they didn't, did they?
No, boss. No, they didn't. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, they decided to stop at Claudia's brothel to take the edge off. I don't know which one of them got rowdy first, but by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport.
Did you rescue her?
I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start, but they slept nights. I didn't. Took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafaela. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other 5, though, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, if I wasn't so full of rage.
How'd you survive?
By being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back to town.
What happened then?
When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old, too slow, and too beat up to protect anyone anymore. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, I realized I've always had my doubts.
Doubts about what?
About whether I'm really too old to keep living the life of a gunslinger after all. And after seeing what you go through, boss, I think I am. From now on, I'll let you deal with the fighting and stick to keeping your gear working. I don't want to slow you down more than I already do.
That's not true, Raoul. You're great with a pistol.
You think so? Well, you're the boss. Okay, I'll give it a try. But if I get killed, and if there's an afterlife, I'll haunt your ass.
Raoul has gained the old Valkyro perk, which increases the rate of fire revolvers and lever-action firearms by 33%. Look at that! I don't know what his health is.
I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you
I'd
wish
rather
for a
roll the
nuclear
power on
winter.
because it actually will protect him. So we've just finished Raoul's story arc in 30 seconds. I love that. It's funny as fuck.